There it is. Hi. I can't hear you. Let me see. Oh, there it
Yeah.
is. All right, I can hear you. I was like, what's wrong with this Zoom today?
No, my microphone was not. It was muted.
Oh, no problem.
All right, so let's put us side to side. Perfect. Awesome. How's your day going so far?
Pretty good. Thank you. How's your day?
It's going well. It is
Right, it's
going
rainy.
exactly. Everything is going smoothly, but I heard the rain this morning and it just felt really good to wake
Yes,
up to.
yes, I agree. That's the best way to sleep.
Abs- Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, welcome to Whitted Convos for your interview today. Go ahead and introduce yourself, please.
Sure. So my name is Tiarsha Harrison, and I'm a published freelance writer for African American women empowerment.
Ooh, I like that. I
Thank
like
you.
that. How long have you been doing that?
So technically since 2015, so for 5 years.
Okay,
Yeah, for tech, but I've always written about our beautiful culture since I was younger, but
nice.
professionally for 5 years.
Awesome. Do you have like a blog and things now?
Well, I do have a website. We could link it, I guess, to this, but
Yeah.
it's Sade1994.wixsite.com/ my site. It's a little lengthy, but
Gotcha.
when you get on, it's really lengthy. But when you get on there, you see all my articles. All Everything is on there, and you can contact me, and I could write about. We can discuss all the credentials that go into it.
Awesome. Awesome. Uh, it seems like you really like what you do now. So do you feel like what you do is fulfilling for you?
Definitely, definitely. I think that our culture, Black women specifically, we need to be loved more and appreciated more. And I just think that I writing about not just the women, but I've even written about men, Black men. I just think it inspires our community heavily, and we need that, especially now. But we need it all the time. We need encouragement all the time. So it makes me feel really good when I can get an article out there.
Awesome. Yeah, and then you give another person, that opportunity to feel special just because you wrote about them, just because you thought of them to enough. I'm
Exactly.
pretty
I
sure
love
you're very fulfilling for other people too.
it. Thank you. It makes me feel great. It does.
Awesome. Oh, good, good. You should. Like, I like that. If it makes you feel good, making other people feel good, I think you're definitely just on the right path.
Thank you. Yeah, I definitely feel like it's my calling, my gift, purpose, assignment, all of
Good.
that.
I love
I
it.
just, thank you.
I
Thank
love
you.
that. So, a lot of what I do is trauma healing, talking to people about their past and things of that nature. So, do you think that, well, have you even started on the journey of making peace with your past or, feeling better about some things that you were holding grudges about your past?
Yes, definitely. I think a lot of the times we're holding grudges, like you just said, and a lot of regret and blame and just all of that negative, icky stuff. It just makes you feel bad. And I think that I've come to a place in my life where I like to, I don't want to just sit and dwell in it because it changes you. It makes you a different person, and then you're just always depressed. So I've just learned to really just give it to God, just apologize to who I've needed to make amends with, and just keep it moving because we're all on this journey together where we're discovering ourselves. So it's gonna take time.
Absolutely. Do you think that working on your past and working, like trying to let things go, has helped your personal relationships now?
Definitely. Definitely. I think that it takes a lot of like strength and power to admit when you're wrong. So whenever I'm able to do that or someone else, we just look past your differences and it just makes you feel better and makes you grow and
Mm,
develop as a person. So I definitely love taking ownership and acknowledgement of my own faults. And then I think it just makes everyone around me feel much better when I'm able to do that. I think everyone should, get to a place where they're able to do that. I think
I
it'll
like
help them. Thank you. Yeah.
So, what type of like changes, have you seen between the way you communicate with people now, and maybe the way you communicated before, when you were, still kind of going through that anger stage or that like, not really knowing how to release stage?
Yes. The biggest difference I notice is people's comfort. Because when I was really down in that down and out stage and just
Hmm.
lashing out, people you get a vibe when people are uncomfortable and it makes you feel uncomfortable and then it's just an icky situation. So now that I'm feeling better and much better and place in my life where I am and we all just kind of connect better. Like everyone's more comfortable and we're just able to lay it out on the table and it's smooth. It's just much more smooth.
I like that.
Thank you.
Was there like a trigger for you or like a point where you were just like, you know what, I need to just let this go? Like, I'm holding on to it. It's hindering me now. Like what was that kind of turning point for you that you was just like, okay, let me
Yes.
release this.
I want to say I've had many,
Mhm.
but the real big, yeah, I feel like we do have, those down and out moments where crying, screaming, yelling, I don't know, maybe tearing stuff off the walls, that you just going crazy. But my biggest moment was last year because that's when I've noticed I was dealing with some health issues and a lot of bad anxiety about the past. And I actually had my first anxiety attack and I didn't know what it was. I just knew I was shaking and shivering, and I was like, "What is going on?" So
Yeah.
I went to the emergency room, and when people mental illness is very frowned upon. So when they sat in that ER and told me what girl, this is just an anxiety attack, just a panic attack. They kind of tried to downplay it, but it was like one of the scariest moments of my life. So I had to kind of like, wow, like I let myself get that bad. I had to really kind of take a big pause. I had to take a pause, because it was health going on, my health issues. It was holding on to the past. It was a lot of things at once. So I really just had to take a deep breather and backtrack and
Hmm.
I had to really just sit still for a second. I had let it really get bad. So definitely last year. It was in December. December.
Wow.
Yeah, last
That was
year.
like recent.
Yeah, really recent. It doesn't seem like it was that recent because I feel much better now, but it
Absolutely.
was, you know? Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank
I
you.
feel the same way though. Like I had a point in time where I had an anxiety attack and I was just like, what is this? Like I couldn't breathe, like my heart was just pumping so bad and I was just chilling. Like I thought that I was just chilling, but like stress affects you on a cellular level. It
Yeah,
brings down our immune system. Even if we don't think, like if we're overthinking constantly, that causes stress on the body as well. So even if we're not even realizing that we're so stressed out, our body is going to tell us. Just like you said, you were having health issues at the same time you were having like the mental, kind of was going hand in hand together and wasn't making the other one better,
exactly.
you
Exactly.
know?
Worse. It was like,
Exactly.
whoa.
Yeah, it was like, hold on, wait. But then you had to like, the only way you could like, wait, is if you like just completely just stop for a
Yeah.
while.
Wow. Turn everything
Turn
off. Just
everything off, just recenter yourself. Like you literally just have to be like, okay, pause, like life pause. Like everybody feels like, yeah, exactly. Everybody feels like we can't do that, but it's like when your body is telling you, like, listen, I'm about to give up on you. Like, you're not
Yes.
helping me help you. You're not calming your mind. You're not working out your body. We're not eating right. We're not doing all this stuff. We're not even working together at this point. So now I gotta show you
Yes.
because you're
It
not
tells
getting
you,
it.
honey, we better
You're not
listen.
understanding.
Better take heed to the warning.
For real.
It's true. It's true. Oh, it's wow. That is so true. That is
Yeah,
so
I was freaking out. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm a type 1 diabetic, so like my sugars were going high, and I was like, bro, I'm not eating. I'm taking my shot. Like, what is
true.
happening? And it was just like like I said, I was having like I finally got to a point where I understood anxiety.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. I never knew it could be like to that extent. I'm looking at the doctor. I'm like, this can't be no anxiety. This is serious. And he's like, honey, all your tests are fine. This is anxiety. And I'm like, oh, I was, how you prideful. You're just like, they don't know what they're talking about. And I just had to really sit down with myself. And I'm like, wow, this is what anxiety is. This is serious. I didn't realize it like that before.
Yeah,
Not at all.
yeah.
Not, so it was clarity, like a clarity, just a clear mental state for me after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I needed it.
Yeah, no, I felt the same. It humbled me. It really
Yes.
did because I just felt like I was so under control, and then I was just fine. I was like, untouchable of things that of like that. And then, like I said, I got to a point where I like couldn't breathe, I was like restless. I was like pacing, but I was like having a hard time catching breath. I couldn't sleep. It was just like, like
Right.
I felt trapped, and I was just like, oh my God, what is this? Like
Right.
I literally felt like I had to break out of my own body, and
Oh,
I finally understood anxiety, and then I was just like, okay. I I started implementing so many different things. So that kind of brings me to my next thing. What did you do, or what was your coping mechanism for like getting out of that headspace? What are some tips that you can give other people that you did? Of course, I'll tell you mine after, but I definitely want to hear yours.
sure. Yes, I think coping. You have to find a way to cope. Otherwise, you'll just keep going right back because life is gonna bring you issue after issue. It's the life. It's the talk of the game. So I had to I had a therapist after, I believe. Yes, I did get into therapy. Something else that's heavily frowned upon,
Mm-hmm.
especially in our Black community, and even with my family. The moment you mention you need to speak to someone, everyone thinks you're crazy and you don't
Right,
lost it, you need like a white room or something. But
right.
it's deeper than that. So I had got a therapist, and I've had a few, just trying to find the right fit. But really, my faith is what has helped me. And I think a lot of the times I was trying to get into relationship after relationship, trying to fill some type of void, and
Mm,
it wasn't working, for the longest time. So I just had to really just sit with God, and I feel like He really helped me, just to give me that realization that I'm not alone, and I really need to know that. So I know not everyone believes in God, so if have some type of just some type of higher calling, that you believe in. Mine is God, but yours could be different. And then I do a lot of sermons on YouTube, a lot of motivational talks.
mm-hmm.
Those help me. Books, um, and incorporating that more. Music, just but not like just music that has a good beat or a good
Yeah.
vibe, but that's really uh, how do I say it? Really saying something, like really relating to me. Like I could
Mhm.
say, actually, Tisdale, for instance, did an album recently on anxiety. So every like track after track, I'm like, man, she's
Like, I'm
sounding like
feeling
what I
this.
went through.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so just to be able to relate to other people has helped me, because I don't really have many friends that deal with it. that much. So those using those resources really helped me not feel so alone with it. So
Yeah, like
that's
getting into a hub of your people that can
yes,
understand you.
yes, you need that because a lot of the times you feel not understood, and that just
Hmm.
it just worsens everything. So we're all unique. So we just got to find like our tribe,
I feel
our
that.
little yes. Gotta find our tribe.
I've been saying that a lot lately. Your vibe with your tribe, you know? There's
Yes,
been a lot of attraction going on. I'm seeing a lot of law of attraction happening in my life, like so
yes.
vividly, you know, it's coming real quick. So
I love it. I love
yeah.
it. You're doing amazing things,
Thank
Whitney.
you. Thank you. I
Oh,
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
no
So
problem.
some of the things that I did like to help, because like I said, it was like a shock for me. It was a shock for my ego. It was a shock for my mental. You know, it was just an all over punch in the face that I had an anxiety attack. Like,
Like me,
excuse
girl.
me. And it was happening. It happened to me for like 3 days. Like I couldn't get out of it.
Oh, honey,
Every night it would happen. Like when I tried to rest, every single night, and I was just like
what is this
going
right
out
now?
of my mind. Like something is happening.
It don't make you feel that way.
it
Like,
it
yo,
really was for real. So third day, I was like, okay, cool. I'm feeling like I'm having a surplus of energy that I'm not working off. So that's how I processed that. I was like, okay, so at night I'm not able to rest. That means there's so much energy, still built up, whether it's mental or physical. So I need to do something. So I'm like, I know it's not mental. I work every day. You know what I mean? I'm on Whitted minds constantly. I'm talking to people. I know it's not my mental, because I'm not even having thoughts when I'm having
Ooh,
anxiety attacks. That's the thing. Like I'm not even sitting thinking about nothing.
oh, that's good. That's good that you're not. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think all day. Think myself crazy.
Yeah. So like, yeah, like the good thing is at night, like I'm pretty good with just like calming down, and stuff like that. So I was like, okay. And I started running. I started doing cardio, and it helped because all of that, maybe the mental buildup where I didn't even realize I was, building up. It was just like a subconscious thing. It worked throughout my body. You know what I mean? That energy was just flowing. I was able to somehow detox.
Yes, I love that movement. Now that's good.
Movement,
Movement. That's good.
movement.
Now that's good. You gotta get up. Get
Yeah,
up, get out. Yeah, yes. Now
yeah.
that's good.
Because I
I
realized that I felt, like I said, I felt trapped inside my body. So I had to do something with my body that made me feel bigger, that made me just and I started doing yoga. So I was like stretching out. Like I just started doing so many things with my body.
girl, I love that. Now
Yeah.
that I like. Yeah, I gotta get moving. I'm lazy.
But sometimes that like it messes with your mental too, just because like I realized getting straight up in the morning instead of laying down makes my morning go better. Even though, in my mind, I'm like, "Ugh, I want to chill, I want to lay down." But it literally makes me feel better because I did get up, you know, and I started
Yes,
my day. Instead of like laying down, it kind of gives me like a lazier, slower day.
yes. Now that I didn't think about. That's really good because I'll take a minute to get out that bed. And then you're like, man, do I even want to do what I said I was gonna do?
Exactly.
Because I love being productive. It makes you feel much better. You're right. Yeah, 100% right. Your day just you feel like, wow, I accomplished something today.
Exactly.
Yes,
Like I got
yes.
up early in the morning, I showered, making your bed first thing in the morning. If you make your bed first thing in the morning and then you just leave outside that room and come back in and see that made bed, it's just like,
What? Look at
look at
that.
that. I already got that done for the day. You know, you
Yes.
probably ain't even showered yet. You know, I made up a pretty bed, and now my room looks still nice. You know, like I don't have to walk back into an unclean area. You know.
Girl, that's big. I don't even think people think about that often. Because when you come back into chaos, it's like your mind is chaos. You just like, man, this house is a mess.
Yeah, like man, I
That's
don't even want to go back, and then it's just like then you start dreading because it's just one simple thing that you could have fixed that quick, that could just like make you be like,
it's true. Just make that bed. I like that. I like
yeah.
that.
But I learned that from my aunt because she served, and also my grandfather, he served, and that was their first thing, you know.
Makes
They
such a
taught, yeah, they taught me that, and it's such a mental thing, but it, like I said, it just makes you feel more productive. Even if you like come back in and want to take a nap, you sleep on top of the bed, and then at night you still have a freshly made, but like it's just something
girl.
about that cleanliness for me.
It's the cleanly, yes. Clean.
It's the cleanliness for me. I just love how clean it
Yes, I love
is.
it too. And cleaning and the smells, the scents. Oh, it makes a world of difference. You're so right.
It
So
does.
right.
It does. So your tips are like you do mental exercises. Some people work, that works for people. Mental exercises, reading, educating yourself, writing, things of that nature.
That would be my yes, and I'll even write just for enjoyment. So I'll write my little poems or my songs. Not that I can sing, but I'll be singing,
Most
writing
writers can't. It's okay.
in the shower. You sound good.
Exactly. Acoustics be on point. Okay.
On the point. Yes, definitely. So definitely mental exercises. But I like yours. I might have to take some of that movement. Just
Yeah,
really get
movement.
yeah.
Do some yoga. I'm
Like
a
dance,
big, yeah, dance is
girl.
my favorite. Listen, my morning. Okay, so now I want to tell you my morning routine.
All
All right,
right.
wake up, right,
Yeah.
and then make your bed.
Make that bed. Mm-hmm.
I go brush my teeth. I turn on music and I dance like
Go
every
ahead.
morning. Like this is like a nonstop thing. It takes me a while to actually start my day because I have so much self-care things that I do in the morning, like just to get myself in a good headspace. Like it'd be necessary for me. And then okay, so TMI probably, but I make sure that I use the bathroom before I shower. Like I always start every morning emptying my body, and I just feel like that's so necessary. Like I feel like everybody should
Girl,
should
yes,
should
because
take that. Yeah, should use the bathroom before they leave for their day. It just has you starting
girl,
on a lighter note, and then you can eat your breakfast, and you can
yeah,
eat it with, feeling good because you're not still having all that buildup from yesterday that you ate. Like I just feel like
girl,
it's so necessary. And then to shower and know that you'll be clean for a while because you're not about to use the bathroom right after you got out the shower.
honey, girl, we need that is life changing right there. I love it. I
I
love
do not like to have to use the bathroom after I shower. I'll be like, oh my
it.
gosh.
I'm pissed. I'm like, now.
Like, dang, I was in there for a long time. I done lathered up. I done put lotion on.
Come on
Now,
now.
now I
I
gotta
was
walk around feeling like my booty in is fresh.
on.
Because I couldn't use the bathroom
Girl, that
beforehand.
is hilarious.
So
Oh man.
yes, using the
Yes.
bathroom and then showering, and then I'll start. Then I'll start everything else. But
Nice.
yeah, if I'm
I
not
like
like, thank you, thank you. You could definitely adopt that into your morning routine. It's a
girl.
vibe.
Um,
It's a vibe. I think you're going to have like just happier days just starting, like that, the dancing, it just limbers your body. Oh, and I have a no BS before 9:30 rule.
Oh, what's that about? Nobody
Okay.
coming at you?
Listen, I don't even really like to speak to people before 9:30. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
that.
I don't like to scroll on Facebook before 9:30
Nice.
because I don't like, the stuff that I see. I feel like your subconscious is the most sensitive within the first 2 hours that you wake up.
That's very good.
Um,
Very good.
so yeah, I'm very censored. I don't talk to anybody who's negative in the morning. If they say words like I hate early in the morning, we can't talk.
Nope.
Yeah, no
That.
complaining for myself and for other people before 9:30. No
That's
complaints at all.
nice. Gratitude only, right?
Yeah,
I like.
gratitude only. Like I am so like that first 2 hours of my morning wake up that even if I don't wake up, even if I wake up at 8, it's still 9:30, Like no,
Yeah,
nothing.
girl. That's big key.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I can't say I'm annoyed. I can't say nothing. Like even if it's a negative thought, I have to change it before 9:30. I have to be so unwavering before 9:30. That way, when I go out into the world, when I start working, when I start talking to other people, I'm already in an unwavering mindset that I'm already set in a good day. I'm already set in a good space. So whatever you
That
throw at me, I'm having a great time.
right. Like I'm good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
come
I'm
with
fine.
it.
Yeah, exactly. I woke up this morning, I had a great morning. So whatever you
Right.
got, like we'll handle
Yeah.
that. We'll get it done. It's just,
That's
yeah,
good.
I have a no, yeah. Like I don't
Girl.
even, no TV.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah,
I
just
like that.
music. Yeah, just
Wow. What type
music.
of music? What type of music?
So I really like artists like Masego. I like flowy, like stuff that I could just throw in the wind, close my eyes and just move my body to. Um, I like Masego. I like Rainy.
Okay.
He's
Nice.
like, yeah, he's across the seas, but I love him. Just very like vibe music.
I
Vibe
like
music.
that girl. I gotta hang
Yeah.
out with you.
Yeah, listen, I'm down.
Girl,
I'm always always acquiring new friends. I'm down.
yes, let's do it. That's you just put me in a nice space right now.
Yeah, that's how my events are. I actually play those musics like um I our last event, nobody got any content from it because nobody's phone was out. Like we were just all having a great time. I was so shocked, because usually like there's some or even I'll record content. I didn't even realize that I didn't record. Like it was just such a vibe in that space. But yeah, like that's how my events are. You get introduced to the whole vibe of things and in a group setting. But yeah, you gotta come out one time. Gotta come
I'm
out
gonna
one
have
time.
to, girl. I didn't make. I'm gonna make one. I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
I think
Yeah.
you'll like it. I'm pretty sure. Nope,
Oh,
there hasn't been anybody who didn't say that they haven't had a great time so
right. It
far.
don't sound like you don't like it.
Yeah,
It's a
so
nice space.
it's a great space to be in, and you guys gotta enjoy it, So I gotta let y'all see what it's like.
I love it.
Thank you. I feel like I have. Hold on. I feel like I have more questions to ask you. Oh yes. Um, is there actually, do you think that what you do now, as far as writing, do you feel like that was one of your coping mechanisms growing up? Do you feel like maybe that could be why you're such a good writer, or is that something that you used to use when you were younger to express yourself versus speaking?
Oh, yes, 100%. 100%. Because I've always been rather shy, like an introvert. So when I write, that's how I get my voice out there. Like that's my form of expression. Like I used to dance too, and I still do. I'm a part of a church dance ministry called Chosen.
Okay.
So yeah, so I meant to mention that earlier, but yeah, so I do dance, but writing is definitely like my first love. So when I was younger, and if I just had a bad day or I had to just really pour out my heart about something, I need a paper and I need a pen.
Mm-hmm.
Or now, we can use the phone or the laptop, but it's just something about that paper and pen that hits different.
It does. No, it does.
Girl.
It feels
Yeah.
more real. Like it just feels more, it feels closer to me. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm able to express myself more when I'm like really putting my all into that pen and paper.
Yes, girl, it's real personal. It's
It,
oh man, I've done my best, like my best pouring out sessions on that paper. You just start writing, and if you gotta cry, cry, dance, get up and dance,
exactly.
do what you gotta
And
do.
come
But it
right
just
back to that notebook. You feel me? You could be
come
like,
on.
you can't do that. You can't do
Yes,
you
dancing
can't do
with
that with the laptop. You'd be like, ugh,
right.
you
It's
know?
about to fall on you.
Exactly. You got to be too structured.
Girl,
When you're writing, you could
oh,
be laying down. You could be, yes, it's
it
just like
flows.
a flex.
Oh,
It's
come on.
that,
It's
yeah. It's the
I
ink that just like comes out of your thoughts. It's something about just seeing that, just, and then in your
right.
own handwriting, your penmanship is just like,
Everything is specific. You're so right. Every little thing. So if you're gonna change the color of the pen, like everything, like
exactly.
it's a whole like
It
activity.
is like you can literally see your art on a paper. When you're typing, it just like
Right.
it's their font, it's this. Yeah, you gotta go up, change this. You be in the movie, you be grabbing all the pens.
Right. Get my pens out. I
You're like, oh,
love
I
it.
like that part. Let me highlight that. You be in the mood.
Come on, girl. You already know. Uh,
Underline them like, that
yes,
part right there, period.
yes, you're doing all of that on the paper.
Emphasis.
Girl, yes, you already know about the vibe. That's a vibe. No, yes,
It
yes,
is. It is.
it is. I love it. It's definitely helped me. Yes, for sure. For sure.
I think that can help a lot of scribes, if they're feeling
Yeah,
like that, they're because I'm definitely a scribe.
yeah,
Um,
sure.
but yeah, I wrote a book. I have so many poetry books in my closet from me being like younger. It makes no sense, and they're all filled. Like I have 3 notebooks that I'm writing in right now that are still filled, and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta go to the store and get another notebook. Like, oh, I am a scribe to the death. I can take notes and they be perfect. Like people were actually paying me for notes at a point in time. Like
Girl, yeah.
scribe. I
I
love writing.
we're uniting.
Exactly. I love it. I wish that I
Yeah.
could like write blog posts for you guys and then it just come up on the screen with my, like with my handwriting just so I could like, yeah, so you
Yeah.
guys see the art that I'll be writing for y'all. Cause when it's translated, I'll be talking to text because I don't be wanting to type sometimes. I'm sorry, I'm a little lazy when it comes to the transfer.
Right. It's that part. I love
After
that.
that, the passion was in the writing on the paper. Now
That's
it's
what
like,
I'm saying. Yes, yes. That's huge. I agree. I agree.
yeah,
Wow. Yeah, you can't get too personal like on social media, like as opposed to your journal, your
yeah,
diary. Yeah, yeah. So I agree.
definitely. All right, and what are some tips from you being a writer that you would give to different people, different scribes, people who were dealing with anxiety and who you found the outlet with? Give them all to us,
All right,
all
girls.
your
So
nuggets.
all nuggets. Let's throw out those
Yeah,
nuggets.
just
Throw
give
out
us your gems.
yes. I would definitely say, let's see, some advice. My biggest thing is not being a perfectionist. So don't be so hard on yourself. Just lay it out. If even if you're like, man, I always feel the need to grab a pen and paper. Just just go where your body's telling you to go. Like just if you need to write again. If you wrote 5 times that day about different situations or the same situation, lay it out all on paper. You know what I mean? There's endless paper to write on. Like get that journal. You can have different journals for different things.
Mm,
Make it like this is your space and environment. This is all you. Just make it real personal for you. So that's one tip I would say. That's a nugget that I use. 'Cause I know in the past I'm like, man, I gotta keep writing about this, but it helps. At the
yeah.
end of the day, it helps. It helps. And then I would say if you're wanting to take writing professionally, like as a career, um, I would say it's okay to let the world know that you have anxiety. Because for the longest time, I tried to hide it, and I didn't really know I had it that bad anyway. But I was just so cautious. We put our highlight reel on social media a lot of the times, which is fine. But
Mhm.
I've noticed I've gotten not just more feedback, like how do I say it? Not feedback in the terms of engagement, like likes and comments or recognition, but more like
Mhm.
relationships through being vulnerable and transparent on my page. And not saying, I have to tell them every little detail, but just I try to share what's personal that can help someone. And I
Absolutely.
feel, yes, I feel like that's helped people around me. And I have a Facebook group called the Woman Empowerment Group. And I just feel like, sometimes once you line up in a certain manner, people will kind of, I don't want to say copy that, but they'll feel more comfortable around you to do the same. So then
Mhm.
people start sharing their stories on the group, and I'm kind of blown away by it because I'm like, wow, that person normally doesn't do that. So just be vulnerable and transparent. You never know whose life you might touch through your story. And if you also want to take it writing as a career, something I didn't do a lot was internships. So once I was introduced to Bronze Magazine, and make if you have articles published or poetry or short stories and it's printed out, kind of just make a portfolio and take ownership in that. That's also helped me. I've noticed I'll carry it with me to job interviews or wherever I may go, where I think it might benefit. And usually people are blown away by just the pride I take in it. So I would say to do that too in a career aspect.
Okay.
Yeah, I think those are my 3 big nuggets.
I think those are great nuggets. Those are nuggets that, I wish that I would have learned growing up, like doing internships. No one was ever like, hey, because like I said, I've always wanted to be a psychologist. Nobody was like, hey, go to a psychologist thing and, try to intern there, or, hey, there's an
Yeah.
opportunity for you to go there, so.
Yes, I wasn't told that enough. A colleague of mine, and we always talk about it. We're like, man. So now I just try to tell my nieces because they're in college now. And I'm like,
Mhm.
listen, have a good time. I'm not saying don't have a good time, but
But do this.
just try to do internships. So you don't get out of the university. You graduate and you're like, what now?
Right, right.
That was me. Almost. I'm like, man. So what do I do now? Like, so it will help. I think it'll help tremendously.
Awesome. Awesome. I definitely want to thank you. We are coming to the end of our time here. I want to thank you for allowing me into your virtual space, um, spending some time with me today, and, speaking about anxiety, about your writing. And I know that this is going to help a lot of people, who can relate. And I'm going to go ahead and post your links. Where this will be posted on YouTube, our podcast, snippets on our Instagram. Follow Whitted Minds and Whitted Convos as well. And we will be talking to you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.